Two podcasters, alone on a call, ready to give their final thoughts on Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Where do these episodes rank? How good was this series, despite the racism, sexism, and everything else that this series held? We shall find out. Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine.
I'm Charlie.
And I'm Ethan.
And whoa, we didn't watch an episode. That's weird.
We didn't.
What are we here to do, Ethan? Why are we on this call today?
Charlie, we are here because it is time to present the first ever Scooby Snack Awards. We'll be doing this the end of every series that we cover, starting, of course, with Where Are You? And I think it probably will work out to be an annual thing, but I'm not totally sure about that.
We shall see. Honestly, the Scooby-Doo show is fucking long compared to these other two.
Okay. So it may or may not work out that way.
Yeah. It's whenever we cover a thing.
For sure.
We'll figure it out. It'll definitely be harder when we get to, movie stuff.
Oh, 100%. At that point, Scooby Snack Awards, that may just be, we have to wait until we cover, all the Scooby-Doo movies up to present day.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Great. But before we start on this journey of the Scooby Snack Awards, we got some, reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, yes, we did. We have a couple of reviews. So, which one do you want to take, Charlie?
Whichever one. I was just going to say, I don't check Apple Podcasts a whole lot.
I don't either, because I use Spotify for everything.
Yeah, I use Spotify, so forgive me if I don't see your review and tell it to everybody,
Yeah, again, my apologies to those of us who listen to the listeners on Apple Podcasts. My bad.
Yeah, I also somehow fucked up, and our podcast is labeled as clean on Apple. I don't know how that happened, even though every single episode says it's explicit.
That's a fucking lie, and you know it.
The podcast itself is clean, but all the episodes are explicit. Explain
Absolutely
this.
Terrible. Okay. Charlie, why don't you read the most recent review?
All right, I got one in July from Eric Foreman 224. Title is Jeepers. Got 5 stars. Getting back into my Scooby era and stumbled upon this pod. I love the flow of the episodes. Great insights on the plots as well. And there's a cute blushing emoji. Thank you, Eric.
And the other one is from friend of the show, CMK Lincoln. Title is Great Show, 5 stars, from April 29th. And they say, I understand these are my friends. It is my obligation to listen, but it is not my obligation to love it, yet I do. Great show to start the week with. The show is perfect balance between acknowledging the corniness / the matter-of-factness of the original cartoons and acknowledging how things didn't age well entirely. Ethan and Charlie are so fun to listen to, and I look forward to the years to come.
Years? Oh no.
Charlie, we knew when we signed up for this it was going to be years.
It's going to be a never ending is the problem.
I mean, I see no problem with this. Listeners, if you want us to read your reviews, please leave them. Now that we know we have some, we are going to be checking Apple Podcasts more often. Again, our bad. But please feel free to leave ratings and reviews, as we say at the end of every show. But yeah, we will read them aloud.
Absolutely. And I mean, there's also the comments on Spotify. Those I can at least see and I get notifications about.
Okay.
So, but the Apple ones I have to go looking for because we're not as connected with the Apple.
I
So
don't know why it wouldn't notify you. Does it at least come to it would at least come to the pod email, right?
I don't get those to the pod email from Apple Podcasts because it's like
Weird.
because Spotify is technically where we send our stuff out from. That's why
Right,
we get all
right.
those notifications.
Oh, okay, yeah, because we use Spotify for podcasters. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Very good, very
it's
good.
weird.
Okay.
All
That out
right,
of the
but
way.
let's get
Sorry.
to the Scooby Snack Awards.
Absolutely. Uh Charlie, I think that I am
You're
very
required for this one.
partial. I am required for this first award. This is the best cold open award. We had 3 nominees, as we did for a lot of these. So the we had which is which, what the heck's going on, and haunted house hang up as the nominees for this particular category. So Charlie, kind of talk me through your process before we reveal to listeners what we've chosen.
I mean, we watched these all like separately, and we were like, okay, these are all pretty good ones. And then I was like, God, I can't pick. I really I don't know if I can pick between these ones cuz like just like when you start out and it's like super creepy and you have, you know, the monster of the week like in there and he's doing something weird. It's like, okay, okay. I see that. That's a very good cold open.
Yeah, but what really sets the winner apart is that we don't necessarily see the monster of the week in the cold open, but it does a great job of setting the vibe. So between these 3, we're giving the honorable mention to which is which, and to start the Scooby Snack Awards off with a bang, we have a tie for the category of
Yeah.
best cold open between What the Heck's Going On and Haunted House Hang Up. For those of you who have not listened or watched for a while, we hadn't until when we were making this list. What the Heck's Going On is that's where the mansion from the intro sequence is from, and there's a man
Dan
walking through the
Meyer.
fog. Dan Povenmire walking through the fog. Um, God, if we could get him on the show, that would be absolutely fantastic. But I know he's
just
busy writing the
we
new season of Phineas and Ferb, so
we just like recover that episode, what the heck's going on, and be like, hey Dan, you wanna like join us? We're just gonna talk about this one again because you're in it.
though fun fact, I did ask Dan Povenmire a question on TikTok and he responded to me, which I did not expect him to do.
He's a cool guy, okay?
He is a
He's
cool guy.
a very cool man. Uh I got us sidetracked already. You're welcome.
Yeah. And for Haunted House Hang Up, again, I'm seeing a pattern here. There's houses involved, but the kind of sets the vibe of this is a creepy house. We see the haunted headless specter walking around, and it just both of these episodes do a great job of setting the general tone of what we are coming to expect, as opposed to just showing a monster doing some shit.
Yeah, and the honorable mention is just which is which. We have like the zombie, and he's just kind of like on the boat, just kind of like, and he looks back at the camera, and yeah, I feel like there's slightly less going on in that one comparatively.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I put that one in the mix because of the setting, like
mm,
in the swamp specifically, and like the way that the artists and animators set the tone with the art direction specifically. That's why that
I
was in
like
there.
that. I like that. Well, I remember like Haunted House Hang Up. There's like one particular like moment where the animation like looked like very different and very stylized, and I was like, "Ooh, that's very good. I like that."
Yeah,
So,
definitely put a cut above the rest for sure. Charlie, you want to take the
so
next one?
yeah, I mean, I have very specific opinions about this one because we have our best song. We had two nominees, although like let's be honest, they're all great. They're all amazing. All of our
I mean, they're all
songs.
sung by the same dude, so like they're all gonna be good.
It was such a vibe. I love all the songs.
Yes.
But we had two nominees. Our nominees were Love the World from Haunted House Hang Up and I'm in Love with an Ostrich from Jeepers It's the Creeper.
Though, Charlie,
Listeners,
we talked about this the last time that we recorded, or not on the call, but technically that's not the name of the song.
it was written on here. I'm in Love with an Ostrich. I don't know if I
Okay,
wrote it or you wrote it. I'm not gonna
I wrote
lie.
it because I didn't know any better.
Wait,
Because
what's
that's
the
part of the
song called?
chorus, and that's part of the theme of the song, that this man just wants to have a nice life with his ostrich.
Okay, what's this song called? I need to find it.
I think it's called Daydreaming. I could be wrong.
You're right. It is Daydreamin'. Yeah. Okay. Well, listeners, can you take a guess before I say which one won? All right, it's Daydreamin'. Daydreamin' won the award because god damn it, that's such it's so funny.
It's
It's so
it's
good.
giving Weird Al Yankovic before he was like doing his thing, because like Weird Al didn't start making stuff till like the 80s. So like
Truly.
this seems like something Weird Al would write, or at least would have written back in the day, right? Because like he writes original stuff too, in addition to like his parodies. Dare to Be Stupid is one that comes to mind for me. Listeners, I was a huge Weird Al listener when I was probably from the ages of 8 to 13. So big fan of that.
Hmm.
And the reason that I'm in Love with an Ostrich hit home for me for this category was because it reminded me of Weird Al, and that was when this was kind of the turning point for the songs during chase sequences that season 2 brought that season 1 just didn't have. And this song is what sold me, because not only was it funny, even though it may have not have been intended to be, it was funny, and the juxtaposition of a chase sequence over these 70s love songs. I don't know, something about that specific song sold it for me.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And then yeah, the honorable mention is Love the Worlds from Haunted House Hang Up, which I just also love that the like the sequence and the song. And yeah, it's just like love the world, be a friend. And just I love it. Okay. I would listen to these just like not related to Scooby-Doo, I think.
But unfortunately, they're not available for streaming anywhere. Trust us, listeners, we've looked.
Right? Like they literally came on a CD or an album or what have you. There was definitely like a thing that they were released on, but not available places. I want it.
Yeah, these were on a CD called Scooby's Snack Tracks that came out in the early 2000s.
I'm gonna need to find it.
It's on Amazon right now. You can buy it.
Well, then guess what my next Amazon purchase is gonna be?
Oh my god, Charlie. Let's see. Yeah, Scooby Doo Snack Tracks. So let's see. It is. Oh, Charlie. I don't think you want to spend this much, bud. Okay, maybe not. Maybe this is. Maybe it'll be okay. It is $55.98
You know
for
what?
this
I have a
CD.
couple Amazon gift cards. We'll see.
Okay, go for it. There are other options. Let's see. Yeah, the lowest is $55. So sorry, bud. That's really it.
Ridiculous. All right. All right.
Truly.
Let's keep moving on.
Yep, yep. So, oh, it's my turn. So for the next category, a category after my own heart, the best shenanigan of this series. So our nominees were the flying washing machine from A Night of Fright is No Delight, the balloons from Haunted House Hang Up, and the rotating door from A Tiki Scare is No Fair. Charlie, let's let the listeners know how we came to choose these three from the 26 episodes there are.
I mean, these were some of the most iconic that we could just remember
Mm-hmm.
without like, having to go back.
For
We were just
sure, for
like
sure.
this one made me laugh, this one made me laugh, this one made me laugh. Like we got to include them. We got to figure out which one is the best here.
Yeah, I mean, the rotating door is probably the best part of an admittedly not that great episode because of
Exactly.
the racism. So, but admittedly, it was very funny because anytime you get the opportunity to have characters, go behind and do a quote costume change, it's gonna be fun, right? Because that just
It's great.
it presents a good opportunity for more shenanigans to occur.
Like literally, Shaggy and Scooby's performance stat is the highest thing they've got. They have expertise in that.
Absolutely. Though people say Shaggy's a ranger with an animal companion, I'm like, okay, fine.
Just because
You
he has
can
a dog.
you can give any class in D&D a familiar. It does not have to be a ranger specifically.
I don't think he's much of a ranger. Like,
No, we know he's
no.
a bard. That's irrelevant. The balloons from Hot House Hang Up. So that one.
That's when they're riding on the balloons,
Oh yeah,
remember?
out of the well. Because at first I was thinking like the balloons are from the Ghost Clown episode, not that one.
No, it's the when they're trying to get out of the well and they ride on the
Yes.
balloons instead of making them into ghosts or whatever.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that one
And
did make me laugh. Admittedly,
then of course the flying washing machine.
washing machine, iconic.
Need we explain it? Need we?
Listeners, this is our winner, is the flying washing machine. Just based on the sheer improbability that needed to happen in order for this contraption to be created.
Just a fan and a washing machine, and we're flying around on it like it's an airplane. Sure.
And two grown men fit inside of this washing machine and got washed.
I just realized this thing isn't even plugged in. How is it? How is it washing? How is the fan going?
Centrifugal force, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, and then our honorable mentions are the rotating door and the balloons. Goodness. Well, then we move on to our best disguise. Ooh. We have 3 nominees for this. We have Redbeard, when Shaggy disguises himself as Redbeard in Go Away Ghost Ship. We have the Barbers, it's Scooby and Shaggy in Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Werewolf. They're just like, we're gonna cut this guy's hair and upset him. It's great. And then we have the Witch from Which Witch is Which, when Shaggy puts on a mop and I don't even know what he uses for the dress.
I think it's curtains.
Yeah, I think it must be curtains. And then Scooby's just hiding underneath it. Yeah.
So the Redbeard disguise, it was more of an impression.
It was, but like he uses the shadow. Like, to be fair, he tried to make a pirate hat, which didn't exactly look like Redbeard's hat.
No,
but
he's
going for, like, I gotta try my best to get his shadow because this is a tall and lanky boy. He looks nothing like Redbeard.
Right.
But he can do the voice.
He did the voice, and I guess he rolled a nat 20 deception check because the henchman believed him. So that in and of itself deserves props.
He did a great job. Wonderful. Well,
the Barbers, let's wait for that. The Witch, that one, just because the ingenuity of the costume itself, right? Because you see some of these disguises and they basically pull it from nowhere, right? With this one, it's a bit more believable. And on top of that, Shaggy does the witch voice and the rhyming, which makes it, number one, funnier, and number two, that much more believable that like a person could do this.
Exactly. Although then we have like Scooby like underneath the dress, and it's like, did the witch really have this long of a dress? Don't worry about it.
No, it's like that one lady in the Nutcracker with like that super wide hoop skirt.
Exactly. You get it.
I don't remember her name. It's been a while since I've seen the Nutcracker, but
yeah, but I've seen it. I know what you're talking about.
And then the Barbers. This is based on shenanigans alone.
I mean, right? they like disguise themselves, but like a lot of it is just like they just cut his hair and then they kept that for the entire episode and it was great. But like,
yeah. These animators aren't always consistent, but they were for that, so I guess props to them.
Mm-hmm. But
Charlie, what
our
is our winner?
our winner is the witch from Which Witch is Which. Good job, Shaggy and Scooby, on disguising yourselves with just a mop and a curtain. Good job.
Hell yeah. So for best side character, we got 2 nominees for this. We have Big Ben from Mind Your Own Business and Charlie the Robot from. Wait, no, not Charlie the
Nope.
Robot. Charlie the gas station attendant from Decoy for a Dog Napper. That episode will not leave us alone, will it? Uh,
I think that's the only time I have it on here, so don't worry about it.
that's fair. I mean, A Takes Care is No Fair has already been on here, and I don't think the Mystery Mass Mix-Up is on here at
It
all.
is not.
So, but Charlie, let's talk about like why we put these on here. So, why did we put you on here?
Me, because I give Shaggy a scooter, and I'm just one of the only named side characters who's not at all involved with a mystery.
That's true. You're not. You're just there. And
I
apparently
guess I
Shaggy
could.
knows you by name, which is
Yeah,
great.
we're buds, okay?
Your
I work at a
buds.
gas station apparently.
Yeah.
Sure,
And as for Big Ben, this man,
is gay.
oh, 100%. Like
We
this
talked
man
about him for how long?
a long time. We don't need to get back into it, though I will happily do so if asked. Just because like the outfit, the stage presence, the dialogue, the commitment to the bit, he slay the house boots down 110%. All that to say, I have to give it to my co-host Charlie.
Yay, I win something! Even if it's decoy for a dog napper.
You're the best part of the entire episode, to be perfectly fair.
Exactly. He's just there. He gives Shaggy a scooter. That's all that matters. You know?
Yeah, that's it.
Alright, so our next award is for not the best of anything, but our creepiest monster. We had to dig deep here because some of these are a little bit goofy. Let's be honest. Some of our monsters,
It's not some, it's a lot.
it is a lot of them. I mean, like some of them definitely scared me more when I was a small child.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we had 2 nominees for this one. We had the puppets from the Backstage Rage and the ghost clown from Bedlam in the Big Top. Now, why did we go with these ones, Ethan?
My submission, the ghost clown, is because I, Ethan Taylor Hewlin, am afraid of clowns. And I think is because of this episode of Scooby-Doo that I am afraid of clowns.
That's very valid. I mean, you were just like hypnotism and a guy in weird makeup? No, thank you.
Well, not only that, but I think it's really the makeup that does it for me, and the fact that he basically is tricking the kids and Scooby into doing suicide adjacent things, I'll say,
Yeah,
including trying to kill Scooby, mind you.
he tried to kill all of them. Let's be honest, he did.
Yeah, but with Scooby, he was the most direct because like he wasn't influencing Scooby at the time, but he still like threw darts at the balloons, popped them, so Scooby would drop from really high up and break all the bones.
Let's not forget how he also put Shaggy in with like a lion,
That
and
too.
yeah, that was pretty bad.
That was bad.
Then of course everybody's like the 2 nightmares you have as children, they are clowns and they are puppets. Let's be honest. Puppets always terrifying in any form. I mean, yeah, it's very rare that I'm like, "Ooh, a puppet."
See, listeners, Charlie doesn't like the Muppets.
I'm
I
not
do.
afraid of them.
I know you're afraid of them, but you don't like them.
I'm thinking of like wooden puppets,
Okay.
like Pinocchio adjacent. Pinocchio himself is fine, but like,
Yeah.
puppets like that.
Yeah. Like marionettes
Yes,
or
marionettes are terrifying.
Or even some like ventriloquist dummies. Those are scary
Oh
too.
hell yes, no.
Like what's
I'm
his
gonna
name from
have to.
Goosebumps? You know who I'm talking about, right?
Hmm. I have not read the books, but I've like seen one, maybe two of the movies, and a couple
But you know who I'm
episodes.
talking about.
I know there's this creepy puppet. I've seen the images.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's and then there's the creepy puppets from Toy Story 4.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and then
just very primordial fears here.
there's like a very specific face that they give the creepiest ones.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know why, but that's like the creepy puppet face. Very
Yeah.
specifically. He's also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I've never seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's a
At
whole
some
different
point,
thing though.
we're just gonna have to do some Buffy for the bonus show because that's just Daphne. Like,
Oh, hell yeah. I am on board already. Like, I've heard
like
good things about it, but, like, it's Joss Whedon, so it probably hasn't aged well.
there's definitely some things. There's definitely some sexism, despite it being like, oh, this is
It's a
female
female-led
power.
show.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I'll tell you about the drama behind the scenes if you know about it. You know about. There's a lot of stuff happening with the female actors in that show.
I believe it.
But all that to say, who is the creepiest monster? It's the ghost clown. The ghost clown is the fucking scariest guy. But the puppets had to get an honorable mention for the fact that like puppets are terrifying.
They
And
are.
that episode in particular,
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason we had Josh on for that episode.
yeah. And
The
leading into
horror
that,
dude. The horror guy. Yeah, leaning into that, we have the scariest episode, two nominees. Basically, the last category has repeated itself. The Bedlam at the Big Top and the Backstage Rage, for reasons we've kind of already gotten into.
puppets are
But
terrifying.
the puppets are terrifying, clowns are
Clowns are
scary,
terrifying. It's
the clown is homicidal. It's not good.
it's terrible. But which one of these won for the scariest episode?
But based on the sheer amount of scary material, it's going to the Backstage Rage
Yeah,
because of all the puppets that
there's
go
so
after them.
many, and then the guy himself is a puppet. It's
Right.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like
I don't like it.
who makes a detailed puppet of themselves? Who does that?
This guy because he's terrifying. Yeah.
Apparently.
All right. Next, we have some bests and some worsts, but we're gonna start with the worsts. So our worst trap, we had two nominees here. We have the wooden crate from Foul Play in Funland, which is the one that Charlie the robot just goes straight through, and then he even goes through a brick wall and like some other stuff. Yeah, not a great trap, Fred, but he didn't know. So, and then we have our bucket of water from That Snow Ghost, which they were in like a freezing climate and they just had a bucket of water and they were going to throw it on the snow ghost.
Yeah.
Does that work?
It didn't. Because the water froze as it was coming out of the bucket. So just straight up did not do anything.
Yeah, not the greatest trap.
No, it's really not. I mean, the whole execution of the whole bucket of water thing, it's like it's much less complicated, so yes, less can go wrong, but the timing was bad, the environment was bad, and it just seemed like nothing went according to plan there. Which is why,
The worst trap is the bucket of water.
yeah,
Not gonna lie, it's just. I mean, I guess if all had gone according to like the plan itself, and the snow ghost hadn't come up behind them, I guess they could have just dropped the bucket on his head with the ice
that was the
and
plan.
knocked him out.
Oh,
No,
yeah, that's
like
true.
you would have they would have tried to like pour the water onto him, but instead it would have been ice. Just drop that on him, knock him out clean cold,
That probably would have been
unmask him.
more effective, to be honest with you.
But I don't think they would have done that in Scooby-Doo.
No, no. This is a kids' cartoon from the early 70s and late 60s. It would not do that.
Just toggle non-lethal. It's fine.
Exactly. And to kind of wash the taste out of our mouths with that, Best Trap, we got 3 nominees for this one. We have Hypnotism from Bedlam in the Big Top, The Washing Machine from An Eye for Eye Is No Delight, and The Rube Goldberg Machine from Hassel in the Castle.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as these go, the like turning the bad guy shtick on themselves is always something I'm a huge fan of, which is why I
Yeah.
wanted to put that in here. Though I will admit, it there was a lot of luck that was involved with this one specifically.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, does he not notice there's a mirror in front of him as he's talking? Like, what's going on with the hypnotism stuff?
Right. As for the flying washing machine, this is here because of the shenanigans and the fact that it's very effective.
Right. Effective and funny. What's
Right,
better than that?
because it washes all the paint off, and we're able to see that creeps and crawls. We're the ones behind this whole thing, so it's all good there. But that means our winner is the Rube Goldberg machine from Hassel in the Castle. Did you or I decide this one? I don't remember.
I think you decided this one, but like, come on. Who doesn't love
Yeah,
when Fred goes like full, like, Rube Goldberg machine, like,
right.
shenanigans on that
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
great when he does that.
It is so great, which is why I love Mystery Incorporated's iteration of Fred so much, is because he
Exactly.
makes Traps his entire personality. So we get higher quality Traps out of him in that series. But that we will not cover for a long time. So
So sad.
unfortunate.
All right. Now, coming up we have our worst villain. So, we gotta talk about who didn't have, like, great intentions or great execution of their evil plots.
Yeah.
Oh, you used the monster's name on this one. I don't even remember the actual guy's name there, but the
I think his name is Harry, but
Harry, yeah, that's what it is. Harry the hypnotist from Bedlam in the Big Top, Dr. Najib from Scooby-Doo and A Mummy 2, and then Sarah Jenkins from Foul Play in Funland. Why
now we
did you?
incorporated a couple different definitions of worst for this nomination, Charlie.
Mhm.
Because like you said, we had bad execution and bad intentions. So why did we choose these particular people, or at least why did you put in, like, I think your submission was Sarah, right?
Yes, mine was Sarah. I think you put in the other two.
Yes, I did.
I'm remembering nothing, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. So I can go into mine. As I had mentioned previously, the ghost clown, Harry the hypnotist, whatever you want to call him, he willingly tried to get 3 people to, well, 2 people and a dog, as well as some other people from the circus, to do things that either incriminated themselves or they tried to off themselves in one way or another. Like, you can't ride a unicycle over a bunch of elephants and not expect to at least be somewhat hurt, right? Or walk on a tightrope with no training, or be in a lion cage
Mhm.
with just a whip and a chair, right?
Yeah.
Very bad
Not great.
intentions here. And as far as Dr. Najib goes, that was because of the YouTube video that determined that he would be serving the most prison time, because he has 4 counts of attempted murder via suffocation from concrete. So,
This is fine. We just have, like, some murderers here. And then my submission was Sarah, because, I mean, her intentions are in fact not bad. And she's not really a villain.
not
So,
really, no.
I
A
mean, she's.
saboteur, sure.
But also, she's trying to get rid of Charlie the robot, which also makes her a villain in a way. So,
Charlie's just doing his job. He's not hurting anyone. I understand where she's coming from because she wants to give jobs to people instead of robots, which in the current state of the world,
Yes,
that's something a lot of
agreed.
people are afraid of.
Fuck AI.
Yeah. Give artists credit. It's not that hard. Hire artists to do your work. It's always going to turn out better.
Exactly. So our worst villain is in fact Sarah Jenkins for the fact that she's not really much of a villain, and also how dare you try to get rid of our little guy, Charlie the robot.
I think you
How
just have
dare
a
you?
personal vendetta against her, which
I
is valid.
do. I have a vendetta. I love the episode, but jeez.
Yeah, not great. So moving on from that, for the best villain category, we have two or three, depending on how you look at it. So we got Big Bob Oakley from A Gaggle of Galloping Ghosts, and Captain Cutler slash Mrs. Cutler from A Clue for Scooby-Doo. So Charlie, which one was your submission?
I believe my submission was Captain and Mrs. Cutler
Okay.
because
Expand on that.
listen, what is their whole deal here?
Mm-hmm.
They're eating the rich.
Yeah, they're
They
sinking
are
boats.
they're sinking yachts. What more could you want?
Iconic villain behavior.
Also, just like I don't think we didn't really get to see them like together, but listen, they're both like amazingly creepy people in their own right.
Yeah,
Like we have like witch lady who has a lighthouse and her husband who up as a ghost.
it's pretty good to me. Now,
Amazing.
my submission for Big Bob Oakley from A Guy with Galloping Ghosts is just because of the sheer amount of disguises that this man puts on,
Mhm.
and not only puts on, but successfully like embodies the characters that he is donning, right? Because you got the fortune teller, the werewolf, Frankenstein, and
Dracula.
Dracula. Like the man has
Yeah.
some range. Granted, Frankenstein doesn't really say a lot, and neither does the Wolfman. But the ability to do impersonations is something that is to be applauded, especially that many in that rapid succession. And it was never confirmed or denied whether he was the only one there. So as far as we know,
Yeah,
he's the
it's
only one
like
doing it.
he's doing like so many quick changes and it's so fast and it's great. And listen, we love a man who just like does drag. Granted, I
Yeah,
wish it wasn't appropriating
a
another culture,
villain.
but
That too.
yeah. Hey, if we just had a villain in drag, that's whatever. But like, yeah. There's
Yeah,
two different things going on there.
yeah. Stealing a cultural identity is no bueno. That being said, our winner is Captain and Mrs. Cutler.
They just they're just great, okay? Like, listen, iconic. I mean, what more do you want in a villain? Like, they're evil, but they're not, okay? I just like
The, be-
them.
the best villains are the ones where their motivations make sense to the
Exactly.
audience. Like, I'm thinking of Killmonger from Black Panther and Thanos from Infinity War and Endgame and Guardians of the Galaxy. At least those are the two that I'm thinking of right now.
Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz, of course. Um, a sympathetic villain, right? And these two are definitely the most sympathetic villains we saw throughout this series.
And you gotta love a power duo. Like, seriously.
Yeah, especially like a husband and wife, like that just takes your relationship to a whole new level. Like, I know they're the heterosexual couple, but be gay, do crimes.
You don't know. He was a sailor. Clearly, there was something not super hetero going on in his life.
Mm, they're a het passing couple.
Exactly. Bye for bye. He's a sailor, she's a witch, you know.
Can I make it any more obvious?
Exactly. Okay. Moving on from that, we have our worst mystery. Our nominees are Mind Your Own Business, Bedlam in the Big Top, and Hassle in the Castle. Now, why did we go with these, Ethan?
So two of these are on here for similar reasons. I don't remember which I put and which you put, but Hassel in the Castle is on here because we don't meet the villain at all before the events of the mystery take place. So we have no idea who it could be at all.
Yeah, we have no idea. Technically, the same with Bedlam and the Big Top. We
Right.
just
And that's
we just
that's what I'm
not
saying. Like they're
met.
both here for that. They're both here for that reason. Like
Yeah,
we
we've
don't
we've not
know this person.
we've not met this person at all, and I mean, at least Bedlam and the Big Top has some suspects, but it's technically none of those people. And then
Yeah.
mind your own business. It's between our beloved gay man and the guy who's wearing the same outfit as the miner.
The only effort he makes disguise himself is a fake beard and a big hat. That is it.
Didn't he also have to wear stilts? Because like
And stilts, yeah.
he was too short.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like, but otherwise he's wearing the same exact like shirt and pants, and his hair color is the same. Did not try.
Not at all.
So our worst mystery is in fact Hassle in the Castle. It's a it's a good episode,
Yeah,
but like mystery wise, like trying to figure out who is doing this, the who done it of it all. We
right.
don't really.
The who done of it all is non-existent.
If I'm
We don't
remembering
meet.
correctly, that episode we have no suspects.
No, we don't see anybody at all.
So
Like the gang's motivation for going there basically non-existent. They get wrapped up in this mystery. They have no idea who to look for or what's going on, and it's not
they
even
just
until the
got
end we
lost,
figure out. Right.
and
It's not
as
until the
fuck
end
with
where we
them.
figure out. Not until the end we figure out who this person is, why they're doing this, etc. These are things that any good mystery writer should prime you with, and not only that, but prime you with multiple suspects.
Yeah, exactly. So
Speaking of that, for those of you who remember our April Fool's episode, we covered Knives Out. So this is the best mystery category, our final category, and our nominees are Knives Out and A Night of Friday Is No Delight.
need
Charlie,
we explain? Need we really explain why these are the best mysteries here?
I
Because
really don't
like
think we need to.
if you know, you know. Listen, that's
The
all.
intrigue between these two. I mean, obviously, one is better than the other because it's the winner, at least for this particular show. I mean, we had to give a nod to Knives Out in some way because, like, Charlie and I both really love the movie,
Yeah,
so it had to be done. Like, Ryan Johnson wrote probably one of the best mystery films of the 2010s, and even like Glass Onion, also great. Wake Up Dead Man, the third Knives Out is coming out, I think next year, or the year after, as of recording. So a lot of good mystery writing from Mr. Johnson, and I don't know if he has any other screenwriters that help him with that, but the way those two specific mysteries are structured, they're both very similar, right? Big house, family, multiple suspects, all with all with their own reason as to why something bad could have happened.
they're both like very similar, honestly, in general, in the fact
They
that
are.
like yeah, they're both trying to get the family fortune. That's what it is.
Right.
And then who gets it? But the person who's not at all related.
Yep. Either Marta Cabrera in the case of Knives Out, and Scooby-Doo for A Night of Friday Is No Delight. That being said, Charlie, unfortunately, Knives Out is not a Scooby Doo episode, so it gets an
Unfortunately.
honorable mention. So it goes to A Night of Friday No Delight. There was basically no contest for this nomination. We just decided to include Knives Out because we wanted to have a nod to it in some way. Again, because we both really like the movie. It was
And
Charlie's
we
idea
needed
to do it as an
something
April.
else.
Yeah, yeah. We can't just have one definitive nominee. That's boring. So
But yeah, I was just like, oh, we have a Monday that's falling on April Fool's Day. We need to do like something funny and different. We need to do Knives Out. And you know what? It worked because Robert did not realize until halfway through listening to that episode that it
Yes,
wasn't Scooby-Doo.
it worked on one specific person. Or listeners, let us know if it worked on you too. Robert's the only person we heard from.
That's all that matters to me is that I got Robert because they weren't paying attention.
You know, can you blame him?
No, I guess not. I don't know. Well, that's our Scooby Snack Awards. What's coming next, Ethan? Where are we going? What are we doing?
Up next, we are taking a month off from the pod. But coming October 14th, in time for, just after spooky season starts, we are coming in with the new Scooby-Doo movies. Oh, sorry, not October 14th. Expect a trailer on October 14th. October 21st, just 10 days before Halloween, we are starting the new Scooby-Doo movies, and it's going to be a blast.
It's going to be great. Ethan has no idea what's in store.
I have zero idea what's going to happen.
I'm so excited to see what you think of it.
Though I am super, super excited because we've got some new guests coming. We've got some old guests coming back.
Yeah. It should be a fun ride. And we have some new things we're going to be also exploring, as we've definitely mentioned already. Mm-hmm. We're going to have our new segment about shenanigans.
Yes. The shenanigan counter shall begin with that. I will definitely be better about making the bingo card. I did not end up finishing it.
That's all right.
But it is something that is going to be part of next season that either Charlie or I will be posting to our socials, so that way you all listening along can fill it out.
Yeah. And then we will also be doing a different version of the Was It a Good Mystery? Instead, we're going to be rating them out of 5 Scooby Snacks. Just because, the definitive yes or no binary, we need to work on that a little bit. It's not quite a binary.
No. This is not Bacon and Eggs and Movie Lovers podcast. We cannot do a 0 or 1 scale here.
Yeah, and there might be some other stuff coming. I mean, once we got some possible name ideas, but we could have a bonus show. Possibly.
That's something that's something we've been kicking around. We've got some ideas for it. It'd probably be about once a month.
And I think that would come with some maybe paid Patreon content. I don't know.
Potentially.
We'll have to see. But yeah, that's the episode today. How did we feel about Where Are You?
For me, it was a good trip down memory lane. Though I think if I had watched this for the first time in the year of our Lady and Savior Dolly Parton 2024, I don't think I would have had as fond of memories of it as I do.
Yeah, it's more of a nostalgia trip. And I guess if you're someone who's also interested in maybe the history of animation and all of that kind of stuff, you might be interested in old Scooby-Doo, but it's definitely the nostalgia glasses that help with a series like this.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was
so Charlie, do we want to rate Where Are You out of 5 Scooby Snacks before we go?
Oh my goodness, was Where Are You a good mystery? Whose side were we on?
It really depended, but I think by and large this is going to get a 3.5 out of 5 Scooby Snacks from you, boy.
Yeah, no, I think I'll second that. I think 3.5 works because it's it's good, but there's definitely some nostalgia that helps.
Yeah, the nostalgia bumped it up from a 3 to a 3.5 for me.
Yeah, I will second that rating. And with that, gang, we're gonna go split up and look for clues for our next mystery. Bye.
Bye.
follow this podcast's socials at Mysteries in the Machine Pod on Instagram. You can send a message to our email, mysteriesinthemachinepod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Ethan, on Instagram and Threads at ethan.t.hewlin. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram. Doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo ba doobie doobie doo ba. He's Perry. Perry the Platypus.
You can call him H&P.
Man, I need to watch Phineas and Ferb again. It has been entirely too long since I watched that show. It fucking slaps.